tuning in and joining us here live at the City and Community Relations Committee. I am Sarah Robinson. I'm the chair of this committee, and I'm calling this committee meeting to order. Hi, everyone. Present is Mr. Bob Cotton and Jessica Campbell.
Hello.
Hi. Those are the board members present. We're also joined by Kathleen Murphy and Terry Wolf. Thanks for being here. All right. On our agenda, first I want to give flowers, theoretical flowers, to Ms. Campbell.
Oh, I didn't do it.
Oh, baloney. I watched you walk away with so much collateral at cleanup for the Multicultural Festival. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But would you mind recapping for us? Because you were there all day.
It was wonderful, especially engagement with other vendors, of course, our community citizens, of course, but other vendors. It was wonderful speaking with folks on potential voter drives and like interest in that and how much people love our students and our faculty, and just being a part of that was fantastic. Our table was next to Project Story. Yeah. They were such great partners. Yeah. And we had fantastic representation from the board. Thank you. Kathleen, having you there was wonderful. It was a great day.
It's better every year, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really
there were lots of people. I mean,
oh my God,
tons of people.
And I came for the last 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
And right up until people were breaking down, there were still folks, like my kid was running all over the place. And it was a beautiful environment. Yeah. It always is. So deep thanks from us.
Yeah.
To
And the food was good.
Oh, the food's always amazing.
It was wonderful.
There was like boba there this year, and the food's just always amazing. So thank you for making sure that we had a spot.
Of course.
And for leading the charge on that. It would not have happened without you.
Well,
so I just want to acknowledge your hard work. And we'll do it again next year.
Anything that you think we should do better next year? Any changes we'd like to make? I mean, it's great to have the boards present there. I think people appreciate the board being out.
Very, very much so. And in fact, when we get to that, we've had some great representation from a lot of board members in the community lately, and it's been fantastic. Going to the PTO meetings has been great feedback on that.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to bring you up to date on that one.
So great.
Yeah, I'm glad that that's on here. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I think we just need some updated collateral. So, like the flyers we had, a little outdated, but it's really about the conversations that we're having. It's not too much about what we have to hand out, more so we're there to have conversations with people.
We have updated flyers, but I think what happens is the bag gets left from time to time, and we don't go through it.
Yep.
And we've made changes, right? I mean, we have new staff and information on that flyer that goes in.
Yeah.
So
but
we got to be careful of that.
I love the cards that we have for the middle school where it has a website or you could scan it. They're simple, easy. If anytime somebody came up to talk about the project, it's so nice. It's not a ton to read. Just like, nope, here, go here. I love stuff like that. So it's easy just to hand out.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Speaking of collateral, I'm really glad that you asked. Unfortunately, Ms. Boucher is not able to join us, but she did want to mention that the Concord School District trifold flyer, is that the one that you were referring to? It's just that she's just going to double down on that.
Yep.
That she'd like to see that updated. Also, Liz and Josh were talking about a Concord School District or hosting like a Concord TV table runner while we are at events like that with a QR code, so it can direct people right to the school board meetings that are queued up on YouTube. She said, or a table tent stand with a large QR code that directly links people who visit our booth to the school board channel at Concord TV. Josh is going to put some ideas together and get back to Liz about that, but it could be a great way to promote Concord TV as well as link people to our meetings and actually show people like exactly where that one meeting is. Like if you pull it up on your phone, we can stand there with them and say, oh yeah, you want this one. So it's another way to engage in conversation.
I really like that.
Isn't that such a good idea? Yeah, Liz is full of good ideas. Yeah.
On my short list of things to do is to change the structure of the board page, and it will include agendas, the minutes, and the video all on the same page.
Girlfriend.
You guys are awesome. So literally it'll say, like it would say, October 7th agenda, because we have to be accessible. We're
Right.
working on that. October 7th agenda, October 7th minutes, October 7th video. And we'll have it
Amazing.
all on the page. So I hope to have that done within the next month. It's mostly just
You just have
it's
to put the
setting it up
things.
is going to take the longest part,
Yeah.
but once we have it set up, it'll be very easy
The
to add
template
to.
will be easy to build on
Exactly.
top of, but
And
transitioning all that info.
So we can still do the QR code for the video, but it might be easier to say, because sometimes I feel like if people don't have the packet, they don't understand the video.
You're spot on.
Right,
You're
so to
spot
point them
on.
all in the same
Yeah.
direction that they know they can easily find the materials.
Yeah.
So the video just brings them live to the meeting.
Right.
Right, they would see the meeting, but they would also, if they're talking and we're referring to something curriculum related, they can just pop up the packet because they don't have to go.
Yeah.
It's very traditional to have agendas on one page, minutes on
Yeah.
another page,
Yeah.
video on another page. Let's just bring it all together so it's
what you're
easier.
talking about, and
Yeah.
I love it
Yeah.
that's a good
so
idea.
much.
So yeah,
Way to
that's
go,
something
Terry.
I would really like to get done soon.
Cheering you on.
Thanks.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
The
you.
more
You're so
accessible,
good at
the easier it can be to find everything in one spot,
Right.
the more people are going to use it, you know? So great thinking on your part. Really happy to hear that. Let me see. Let's talk about city and school biannual meeting potential dates. I'm seeing November 22nd, December 6th, or lucky number 13, all Fridays. Kathleen, what are you thinking?
Well, we indicated it'd be best to wait till after election time,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
Because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
So it's really your call. I throw 3 dates out there. I'll reach out to the city. It's
Yeah.
something that you indicated at your last meeting in June. Remember when we met with the city? And you wanted to do this twice a year. So I think it's great. We'll have presentations to do, and they will too, like they did, and have good discussion. Most of it will be discussion. I think the
Yeah.
topics. We'll put some topics together for them.
What time of day are we talking?
Well, we usually do that in the morning.
Mornings.
Yeah, we did a
just-
breakfast style thing the last
Yeah.
time.
we had breakfast for everybody,
Yeah.
you know, and coffee and water and some, I guess, some
Friday
pastries and
evenings are
stuff.
not
I
easy, so
forget.
I support the morning idea.
Yeah,
I do too.
it
We
works
have
out well.
yeah.
It lets everybody. If you did it on a Friday afternoon, nobody would.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do
know.
that. Is there any date? I think the 22nd of November is tough. It's getting close to the holidays. Maybe waiting until like the first or second week in February, in December.
I like the idea of
Yeah.
going with the 6th, Friday the 6th of December, because we're not creeping into company Christmas holiday party territory.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the 6th is probably going to be our best bet for
Okay.
not having interruptions. You're in agreement, Bob?
So let me see if that works.
I'm
All
missing
right.
half of December for some reason, so I'm sure it's fine. I don't know what I did with the other half of December, so we're good.
That's
All right, like literally missing half of December. I don't.
End of the year.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't work,
I'm
if
sure it's
6
fine.
doesn't work for them, could I go to the 13th?
Yeah, of course,
Okay.
of course.
Okay.
I think everybody's going
All
to
right.
want to get it done
All
quickly
right,
anyway.
but that'll be the first one, or the 13th is the second
Cool.
choice. Okay.
It did seem to me that when we sat down together the last time, our city council counterparts were like, oh, we have no idea what's going on here right now, and sort of like feigned a bit of ignorance around what the goal was. So if there's any way that we can context set for them before we sit down or when we sit down, I think that would be helpful for them, because we knew what we wanted to get out of it. Which was sharing of information, like where are you in all of these places, but they just seemed not prepared. And I don't mean that in that they didn't care about the meeting. I think they just didn't feel that they had.
I'll have a discussion with Tom Aspel.
Yeah, thanks. It was really Tom who was like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Are there topics that you would like to have, that where you would have some discussions with them? I mean, I think Tom will provide updates, and will provide an update, but only be a small part of it, not the whole meeting.
Yeah.
So I see city updates and school department updates, but is there are there any topics that you think ought to be?
We should bring up the DEIJ committee and bringing in the district to have that conversation with the city, because I know they've been avoiding that a little bit.
Well, they are moving forward. They
They
had
are.
their first meeting, and
Finally.
Kara Meeker went to the meeting, so.
She's so good.
Yeah, so she's gonna be the ex officio in that meeting, so, representing the district right now, so.
I love that.
I think when they need, a voice from, one of us, you know, that would be Quincy.
Yeah.
We would, he would go, but he doesn't have to go to all of them, so. And he's looking for city residents, so, and, you know, Quincy lives in Manchester, so. But he would be there as a resource,
Yeah, for sure.
okay? So,
Cool.
DEIJ committee, anything else that's really pressing? I mean, they're gonna tell us about the police station and their
Oh, yeah.
plans.
Yeah. Anything, Bob?
I'm just wondering whether there's a discussion of infrastructure and, you know,
Oh, being proactive
yeah,
with that that's.
that conversation. I don't know how far along we'll be at that point.
Well, we're getting there.
But, you know, I think at least having a discussion about cooperating on that is worth doing.
What about their,
Because so far, I mean, as far as I can tell, they're like, not my problem.
yeah.
know.
Could we ask them to pull some highlights from the CIP, the city improvement plan? And just say, what are you looking like? We know we've got middle school coming, we know Memorial Field is something on the horizon, but what are we thinking of for the next 5 to 10 years?
And we have a CIP plan too, as you know, Matt has a CIP plan.
does.
Yeah.
5 years, so.
Well, that would
It's
be
not a
great
bad
to
idea to-
provide as just like, where are we in alignment, you know, and how do, it all comes from the same wallet. How is the city growing in a conscious way? It's always gonna impact the school district, you know? Good call, Bob.
Would it be appropriate, and I don't know if this is the right venue for it though, like, I love this, right? So it could even be an open discussion on infrastructure with guidelines. Like, what feedback do you have for us to give that space for the counselors or for Tom to say, these are some of our concerns, and we will be upfront. I don't even know if we can do this, right? But I'm trying to almost be like, hey, we're asking for input, please give it to us, so it doesn't.
Right, we are scheduling a planning board meeting in December, so
Nice.
that's our target. So we're ready to bring our plans and our proposal and all the roadways and how that's gonna be. Today we actually tweaked the roadway a little bit.
I bet.
Yeah, we did, so we weren't so close to the neighbor coming in off of Portsmouth Ave, so we tweaked it over a little bit, so gave it more of a buffer.
Nice.
We got the landscape look today, so we had it was really, really nice.
so
And very
excited.
much meeting your goals of being in a wooded area. You know, you'll, wait till you see it, you'll love it.
I'm
We have our
excited.
meeting on next Thursday with the building committee, and they're gonna bring it to that meeting, so it's really quite nice.
So,
So we can talk about, you know,
well, we can be a little strategic on when we have the meeting to make sure that, so do you know if we were planning on having that planning meeting with
don't
the
know what the
city
date
beginning
is.
or end?
I would say it's in the beginning of December, but I
'Cause
don't know what the date
If we meet
is.
afterwards, it could be, you know, we've had this meeting, bring any additional feedback you'd like for
Yeah.
us to look into. And
Yeah.
again, it doesn't even have to be a discussion, it'd be like, oh, you know,
Yeah,
how do we word this? Is what I'm saying making sense?
It is, I'm having trouble wording it too, because it's also the end
well,
of the
I
day.
think you're just asking the city to give us any feedback on some of the things like infrastructure, and the planning board will make recommendations, and as you know, the city, the school departments, schools across the state don't have to follow the recommendations of a planning board.
Right.
But of course you want to, we're neighbors,
Right.
we're in this
existing
together.
in the same
Right.
community.
So, yeah, I hear that, and we wanna be able to hear their input. So we'll be
Yeah.
getting input from the
Yeah.
planning board. I just don't know if it'll be aligned with the date we're meeting.
And that's okay.
It's,
Yeah.
it's
That's
the
okay.
18th,
Is it the-
December 18th, it's targeted on our timeline for, so they won't have seen the full presentation.
That's okay.
That's okay.
But I think it's valuable for all of us to be together at a meeting that is televised, asking for any feedback, to hear it, and giving them an opportunity to provide any feedback anyone may not have felt like they could before or did before. So this is.
Or at least then it's on
having-
record.
Right.
You know,
We
you
still-
can't say we're not coordinating.
We still haven't, we still would like to be able to do a presentation to the city council.
Oh, for
Remember,
sure.
we kind of put that off. We wanted to
Yes.
wait till after the elections,
Yes.
wait to see how the dust settles.
Yeah.
And then, planning board, city council, those are the and the work will be done pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause we'll be getting ready to, give it to the building construction to get numbers,
Nice.
hard numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be
Because we
great.
do, like, for the most part, like, we have a great relationship. We have a great relationship with the city,
Yep.
but we are hearing lots of mumblings that people feel like we're so disconnected right now. And I think it would just help everyone just show that
Have
you
a
need to
visual.
provide.
Yes. Yeah.
And,
I agree.
okay,
Okay,
sorry. Thank you
Great.
for dealing with my little
No,
tangent.
that's
Visual
great.
evidence is
great.
what people rely on.
that is great.
That's real.
Thank you. And Bob, that was awesome.
Yeah. Great
All
suggestion.
right, I will put together a kind of a rough draft and send it to you, and
loosey-goosey.
you
Is
guys give me
there-
the thumbs up or whatever.
Can we help with that? Like, I know you'll talk to Tom and the mayor and all that, but as a board member, would it be helpful if I reached out to Jenny, who is on the city committee with the school board?
I don't know who's
Or-
gonna be representing the city council.
No
Okay.
idea.
I
Mayor-
think she's on
Mayor-
their
Mayor
committee
brings
for
somebody, yeah.
School board.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's Jenny and there's two.
Oh,
Is it
What's his name?
Nathan?
Fred Keach. Was it Fred Keach?
Or
Nathan
Fennessy.
Fennessy.
Yes, like
There we
I'm
go.
happy
Yeah,
to
it
reach
was-
out
it
to
was
him. Like,
Nathan.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
can
we're
always reach
meeting.
out to them, always.
that would be helpful, right?
Yeah.
But if it's not helpful, I mean, I'll still do it. But
Yeah, it's helpful. You can hear from them and share that with us.
Relationship
Okay.
building is never time
Yeah.
wasted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
just
I
don't
think
think
it
it's
would
all
be
on your
great.
shoulders. Be like,
Yeah.
hey Tom, what's this like?
Well, I still, I mean,
I
I
mean, it
still
is,
meet with
but-
him anyway. I
Yeah.
mean,
I know.
we just met with he and Brian and Matt Walsh last week,
Nice.
Jack and I, so that's a regular
Thank
thing that
you.
happens, so,
Yeah.
you know.
That's great.
Okay.
Cool. Are we feeling good on that front?
Yes.
Thank you for the work that
dear.
goes into that. Really, really appreciate it. Let's talk PTO, PTA engagement. We've had how many PTO meetings
We've
now?
had 3 so far. We've
Yeah.
had Abbott Downing, Beaver Meadow, and this week I did Broken Ground.
Broken Ground. I'm sorry I
Yeah.
wasn't there. I
Yeah.
was homesick.
I know you were.
Yeah.
We've had 3 great meetings. The point of it is, as you've
Yeah.
wanted, increase the communication and have a
Yes.
presence. Board members have accompanied me to
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah,
One
Brenda was
or
at-
two. Brenda was at
Yeah.
this week. Over at Beaver Meadow, it was Jim and Pam.
Uh-huh.
And then at Abbott Downing, it was Kara, Pam. Thought there was
Was
a,
Liz there?
I don't know if Liz was at that one. She'll be at the Krista McCall.
She'll definitely be at the
yeah.
When
Krista
is the
one.
Christmas call?
Krista McAuliffe is, I can tell you
If
that.
I can go, I would happily go too.
Yeah. It is right after our building committee meeting.
Of course it is.
Which is next Thursday.
Right, October 10th.
Oh,
So
October.
I'm gonna be at the
No.
building committee and then scoot over to Krista McAuliffe because it's an in-person.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will be in Cumberland, so.
Yeah, I asked him if we could do it in person. I
That's
feel like
nice.
that's.
Yes.
So I kind of highlight what we've done in the
Okay.
district, the new math program,
Yeah.
the new foreign language program, the work that Kim is about to embark on with language arts, English language arts. Talk about the wonderful pathways that the high school program has done, which is awesome.
So fun.
Talk a little bit about safety and the grants and the money that we got. So kind of give everybody a idea. We bring documents, talk about the middle school. Terry did another nice little handout for the middle school that
Gorgeous.
we gave to everybody. And of course,
This-
everybody got a copy so far
That's a
of our
great
annual-
transition point.
Yes.
Behold, Concord, it's the annual report.
So this was a goal we all had. Again, this is all around your goal of communication. I'm kind of liking it a lot. And
It's pretty.
We when we shared it with the Chamber of Commerce, I said, please turn to page 25. And I said to them, I bet you don't know that our buses drive 458,645 miles a year.
That's
Yeah.
So this, all through this report, I bet you didn't know that we serve 347,818 meals during the course of a year, and here's all the schools and how many lunches and breakfasts they serve.
That's
People-
awesome.
And so
Impressive.
it's kind of, we tried to mix it. Oh God, Terry was awesome with this. I mean, she could probably speak to this better than I.
You could probably recite it with your eyes closed at this
she-
point.
We listed the high school graduates. I wanted to recognize our 2024 class, and it's in here. We recognized our retirees from last year.
Yeah,
And
there's
pictures of all of our schools, and our principals all did reports this year.
wonderful.
Terry, I'm gonna let you
yeah,
add to that.
tell us.
So I think Kathleen did a good highlight, and so you go through something like this for the first time, and you always learn something. But we're getting towards the end, and I said to Matt Cashman, "Hey Matt, if you had a picture of like a storm drain that was collapsing, we could throw it." I know, exact sinkhole. I lost the word. And he got so excited. I'm like, you missed the publication deadline, but now he's writing statistics for next year already.
His
and
little crazy handwriting.
so I think this will give
love
us.
it. I love
Even
that.
next year, you'll see another, version of, oh, I didn't know what you meant. Like, the athletic stats are from our new athletic director. He pulled them all together. So
page is that on?
it's, I don't know, but there's a table of contents in the front.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long one
This
too.
is so
Yeah.
hard to pull off,
Yeah.
especially from different people. Good freaking job.
Well,
Yeah,
I think what's really
great
nice,
job.
and we got this feedback from somebody who has children in the district who works here, was looking at where her children went to that they're not there, seeing what they're doing
Yeah.
meant a lot to her.
Yeah.
But also, it's for our community to, instead of going through budget documents and PDFs and everything, it's a starting point for them. So I'm pretty excited about it.
This is awesome.
We'll be
page-
distributing it all around town to hopefully the community center, the library, city hall, different places. I also set up a QR code so people can go to online. So we'll have that with it in case, because we're trying not to print a ton because of the expense
Yeah.
associated
Sure,
with
it's
it.
expensive.
It's
And we
not
don't want it
cheap
to go to
do this.
waste, but so the QR code will allow people to find it if they want to access it. And it's right. We also did a little news blurb on the website, so when they go on the website, they'll see that too.
So great. Right down to CRTC. Like
Yep.
these are awesome. Like these nice big pop outs of data. Like this is an awesome vehicle for communication. Just like high level stuff that feels like, oh, this provides context to what's happening. Great job, team. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, this was a goal we all had. And
Yeah.
by the way, the front cover is student artwork, just so
I
you know.
knew it right away.
It's not yours?
Stick figures, maybe.
Feedback's important.
She did the blue
She
one.
did the blue one.
Well,
And
I
they
think
are
it-
credited on the
I
back.
think it was the green
So,
one.
yeah.
The green one.
The green one. I think it was the green one.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Can I ask a
Yeah.
unrelated or
Yes.
It's all
backwards
related.
question?
Yeah.
You mentioned Matt Cashman and
Mm-hmm.
collapsing storm drains. Where do we stand on what's going on over at the high school? And maybe that should be part of our discussion of
Facilities,
infrastructure
yeah.
needs too
Yeah,
with this.
you know what? I'm gonna make a note of that before I forget.
Yeah,
and
actually,
Matt
we
will
need to
be
talk about
here.
that with the city. For
Right,
sure.
we'll bring you up to date on that on Monday night, but, Matt's pretty much had all the, inspections, had the engineers in, making determination about what the right thing to do is, and, they wanna put a liner inside of it, and, it's expensive, so
Is it our problem or is it the city's problem?
well, it's, that Matt and I are having that discussion because, it comes from up above and it goes under the high school. All of that Bow Brook goes under the high school and then drains out and across through the city. So we're having those discussions with the city because
Yeah.
it's very expensive.
That,
think-
like, go ahead, Bob.
No, I just think that that's something that's worth talking to the
Yep, I
council
made a
about.
note
I
of that.
totally agree, and I'm really glad you brought that up because every time I drive past, I see the yellow tape, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"There's the sinkhole."
Yeah,
I even told my mom about it.
Yeah, we have a lot of that. I'm finding, like, even in my neighborhood, we have like a river running underneath
Right.
a bunch of our houses.
Right.
Like that's just. Whoever thought that was a good idea?
I put a building
Have
on
you,
top
have
of.
you, have you seen the big
Brooke.
hole in the ground in the middle of the city for the parking garage for the legislature?
Oh my God, when are they gonna do something with that?
I don't know, but there's a lot of water in it.
I bet there is. Get a sump pump,
There's
y'all.
There's something called Spring Street that's near there. Anyway,
Good point.
just
No,
just
thank you for
noticing
that.
correlations doesn't equal causation. This is great. Thank you. And thank you for bringing that up, Bob. That is the extent of our meeting in
Yeah,
Wait, I have
I just had a
something.
great chamber meeting. I
Yes.
thought that went well.
good.
Pam was
That
there.
was
Pam
wonderful.
opened it and,
Yeah, love it.
and made some remarks. And then Jack and I did, again, very similar, trying to get data out there.
I love
We
it.
unveiled this report
Nice.
there, and I told them I wanted to do that with them. You know, they were it was the community. It's a community report.
I love it. Great
And
timing on
it was I thought it was very good, and they asked us back. So I guess that means that we did okay, and we'll make another presentation next year. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
I got a lot of great feedback from business community and personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
awesome.
been good.
Yeah.
Again, this was part of your goals as city and community, and it was also the
Thank you.
board goals around communication.
Yep.
And I know Pam presented at a Rotary meeting as well recently. That was
Right.
also well received.
Yeah.
Great.
So really great pockets of interaction throughout the community, which is
Yeah.
and she,
fantastic.
I think she's actually also presenting at the Women's Club,
Oh, I love the Women's Club
Okay.
of Concord. They're
along
great.
with
do
Bert
too.
Cooper. They're doing a little
A little back and forth.
back and forth, I
Little
believe.
tete-a-tete.
That's a really good idea.
That is a good idea. I mean,
Are you
I'm
the
sure
moderator?
it will be. Yeah, who's moderating that?
Terry
have no
is.
I have no idea.
And
I'm
as
not
you
a
know-
member, but, you know.
Yeah, and as you know,
I was the vice
I'll-
president of that club for a little while.
They did
Love
a
them over
panel.
there.
They did a panel this week on Monday. Tony from Patch did a panel. So we had folks running for the school board on
Yes,
the panel.
Yeah,
There were
that's
6 of
right.
If you
them.
haven't watched that, it's interesting to
Worth
watch.
looking into.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's been pretty busy to address these issues.
Absolutely.
The one thing I should have done this sooner. I mentioned it at one of the board meetings. I know it's not the easiest to do, but I would really like to have a meeting at the community center at some point, one of our monthly meetings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know how to make that happen.
I mean, that would be kind of this committee.
That's what I thought. That's why I'm bringing it up.
yeah.
It's just a matter of calling and
Getting the time.
yeah, and talking.
We
to-
could use that
to
big front
Dave.
room.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure we can.
Yeah.
So-
I'll call.
What is the ability to be able to,
There's no
broadcast
live
that.
feed. It would have to be taped and then posted after the fact.
okay.
But I think it
He
takes
does that.
like
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we've done that before.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, it just me. I know your intention is to create accessibility, and I think you're right. It would be really good of us to go to the other side of town
Right.
for at least one.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
like if folks want to sit in on a meeting,
Right.
this is a good opportunity. You know.
Right. I'd like to do it, and I'm happy to own this. Have it at the community center, but also, again, I'm happy to own this. I'll need some support, but how to making it a welcoming space for people to come in who would be nervous to come into a school board meeting. So I'm happy to talk to local communities, even maybe change for Concord, or whatever, be like, hey, how can we make people feel comfortable coming to a board meeting to feel like they can engage?
You know, I
So
bet
that's-
Friends of Keach Park would,
Yes.
because they've got set up for like childcare. We could offer. I mean, it's all volunteer for them,
Yeah.
and so I don't want to make any grand assumptions that they'll have availability. But they have a great relationship with the community
Yes.
center, so even like offering childcare is a huge barrier to remove. You know?
Right. So what would this look like? Would I go to the full board and recommend a date, or?
I don't know. How would
I
we go
would,
through the
I would,
process?
if you want, and, cause it won't be this meeting, because I won't get the minutes done. She's already
Right.
done the packet,
Oh yeah,
it's
no,
all
I
done.
want to play and I don't have a lot of time right now, but I would
So
love to.
let's plan
down the
on
road.
the November meeting.
Okay.
You do your report for this meeting, right? Cause
Okay.
you'll have the minutes.
Yeah.
And then make the recommendation. I would
I
make,
bet everybody jumps on board
I would
for
make
that
a
too.
motion by this committee to make
Okay,
a
is that how it
recommendation
works?
to
Okay.
the full board to have a meeting at, the community
Thank
center.
you for teaching me the ways.
Yeah, that's, and then.
Do you want to make that motion?
I would
Jess?
love to make that motion.
Okay.
Do you
Go ahead.
want to try to get it all together for the November meeting, though?
I don't.
Well, I
think that's a little
That's
too
too soon.
ambitious.
Not having a
December?
meeting there from November, but I was
For
thinking
bringing it
about
up at
bringing
the
it
full
up at the
board,
full
yeah.
board
Oh,
in
yeah.
November.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
not
and we
that
could figure out
optimistic.
the date after the fact.
Oh, thanks, Bob.
I'm
You're looking out for
I'm
me.
thinking sometime in the new year.
Yeah, it's like give yourself a break, kid.
sometime about February
Yeah.
or March.
Well, I'm very proud to second that motion.
Okay,
And then, so all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
Bob, if you oppose this, I swear.
No, I already said
It's still 2-1.
You.
All those abstained. All right, cool.
I'm not
Motion
gonna be at
passes.
that board meeting.
Oh, you're not. Are you out of town?
The one in next year?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not. Oh,
I'm out of town.
Bob, it's gonna feel empty without you,
Yeah,
friend.
yeah,
It's
right.
gonna.
Right.
But I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. All right.
Okay, I
Any
got
other
it.
new business that we want to bring up that before we adjourn? This is one of the quicker meetings because we know how to get things done, right? Bob,
I would
anything?
just, going back again to this city council meeting, and maybe it falls under infrastructure, but, and I don't wanna make it too complicated, but we ought to talk about Memorial Field a little bit, and,
I mean, I haven't heard an update on Memorial Field in
well,
a long time.
it's on your agenda for Monday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dave Gill and the architect designer for the field is coming to present to the board. Remember, we said they
Yeah,
would
that was
present
gonna
to us
happen.
and they would present to the city council. There's 3 phases.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do the whole thing at once.
Yeah.
Do it in phases or do nothing. So they're gonna present the proposals to the board,
Yeah.
and not for you to vote on it that night, but just to.
no, just knowledge.
Yeah,
Yes.
just the knowledge of what
And
has to be done.
maybe that's enough for now, if the city council
Yeah.
hasn't
Right.
had that presentation, I don't know.
They haven't had it yet, so
Okay.
I think it was going to be us first and then city council.
Okay,
Okay, yeah, then let's take a
Yeah.
beat so that they have, so that we're all on a foundation of mutual understanding.
yeah, so maybe we don't need to bring that up.
Yeah, but I'm glad that you mentioned it, because I haven't heard hide nor hair of that project in a minute.
They're ready to present, so it's kind
Great.
of just getting that all lined up and getting everybody's dates and times and,
Can't wait to see another giant multi-million-dollar freaking.
yeah, it just,
Project in the city.
you know, the AD is really concerned. I talked to him this week and
Yeah.
he's very concerned about it. I walked around at the football game and the track is cracking everywhere.
Yeah,
it's
we're
not-
the
it's not good.
capital
It's
city.
not good. The bleachers are in terrible shape, and so we need to do something. I think I've seen the proposals, so I feel very confident that it's something that you may be able to embrace. It's some piece, some part, whatever.
Whatever that may be.
Yeah, whatever that may be. So
Cool. No, I think
so I
our
think you'll
students
start with
deserve
that
it.
discussion on Monday.
Great. Oh, I'm very happy
Okay.
to hear that. Okay.
Other than that,
Anything, Terry? Anything to add? You good?
I'm good.
No?
Thank you.
Jess, anything? Any final thoughts?
No, thank you.
Bob,
Move
you
adjournment.
good? Second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstained? We are adjourned.
6:06.
Thanks.
Okay.
Boom, baby.
So
Thank you.
Good.
We run a tight ship.
November's